Great, thank you. The hat of Communities Against Alcohol Harm and particularly empowering communities in alcohol licensing. And I was before you a couple of months ago in this capacity talking about the signage bylaw that's coming through in the next few months. I'm not going to really speak to that, but I just wanted to make clear you knew what capacity I was speaking in today. So I'll jump over to the next slide. I won't go through this too much, but the work that Communities Against Alcohol Harm have been doing elsewhere in the Auckland region is really assisting communities in the alcohol licensing process. Applications of licenses, information, providing information about how they can make objections, be involved in that process.
You'll now push the button and just leave it inside. You're up at number 8, are you?
Richard, we can hear you.
I think Richard's got someone bringing something to his front door. I hope it's not out.
Oh, so sorry, Grant.
That's okay. I'll jump over to the next slide. So I just wanted to give you a feel of what we're doing in Waitemata. In operating here as well, really at the request of some of the kind of key stakeholders within your area. And when we've seen things that have kind of cropped up in the media, we've been approached to provide some support. So one of the applications that we're involved in the moment is tomfoolery up at St. Kevin's Arcade, which is a proposal to create a new tavern. And quite a lot of concerns have been raised by your community and objectors about the suitability of the applicant, the effects on amenity and good order in K Road. That being a very vulnerable community anyway, and there actually being a proliferation, if you like, of taverns already in that area. So we've communicated with the community in K Road about that, supported objections, and now we're supporting objections, prepare and attend hearings which are coming up on the 28th and 29th of October. Just jump over to the next slide. We've been also supporting, again, communities that have been concerned about the role of liquor stores, if you like, in migrant exploitation. And we've found in the Waitemata area that have been found to be in breach of employment law at the ERA or at the employment court. And then we supported objectors make objections about that through to the process. And you probably wouldn't have seen today, but there's a huge decision that came out of Christchurch today where one liquor store owner who owned about 7 or 8 liquor stores had all of his licenses cancelled because of his deep involvement in migrant exploitation. So this is quite an issue nationally, but it's an issue that's cropped up. Communities really oppose licensees holding licenses when this is to be found. We'll jump to the next slide. So this is a store, Grafton Liquor Spot, with the same issue, just up on Grafton Road, and we'll be supporting some objectors in your Grafton community oppose that as well. And jump down to the next slide. One of the issues you probably would have seen is the expose, I suppose, in the Herald about crime in the CBD and in the city, and a real alarming set of issues and facts around in those early hours of the morning after 2 a.m. through to 4 a.m. And some moves to really kind of push back on and say we've got to do something about this. So through the work that we were doing with tomfoolery on K Road, a number of the K Road community who we were working with said, look, in light of this, we need to know how we can get more involved in this process. It is causing major harm in our community, and we need to find a way for the community to have its say. We've also been having discussions with the city centre residents have also found themselves personally, but through the media, that this is something they want to get involved in more at all. So to kind of support all that, we put through, and we'll just jump to the final slide. So look, basically we've had requests from your community to help them do this work, to conduct workshops, to hold meetings, to provide materials and so on. So we kind of put forward what we thought was a pretty modest application to do this, and essentially found ourselves with some confusion about maybe my personal involvement in this, and we're all very clear that I don't provide legal services at cost for any of this. This is essentially a community-based program of work. Look, the feedback from your community is they really want to hold some workshops. They want to understand more about how they can get involved in these processes. They want support when they need to, as they're making objections and heading towards hearings. So I really like to just kind of wind. And you'll be looking at a number of applications for grants later on in your agenda today. And Communities Against Alcohol Harm, which is a range of people who provide the support, are really looking to try and support your community with workshops, with materials, with communications about how to address a lot of these issues, particularly down in the CBD. So thanks, everyone. And look, if you've got any questions, I really welcome them.
Thank you so much, Grant. I will stand in for Richard in the meanwhile. Does anyone have any questions?
I'm here. I'm back. Yep.
Right.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm going at the door.
You missed out on my whole presentation, Richard.
What's that? No. I came back and turned. So I saw I should have turned that off. So I turned it off. Well, I did it around the wrong way. Okay. I move that the Waitemata Local Board thank Grant Newison, Communities Against Alcohol Harm, for his tabled presentation and attendance at the meeting. Do I have a seconder?
I'd like to second that. Thank you.
Thank you, Adriana. I'll put that. Those in favour say
I'll
aye.
ask you questions offline.
Yeah, happy to take questions offline. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll put that. Those in favour will say aye.
Aye.
Contrary, no. That's carried. My apologies.